Yo people, it's your boy Guillyy here, and as of 2026, I've gone to the cinema to watch 2 movies. Well, technically 1, but I'm going tomorrow actually to watch another one. I've watched Hamnet and I'm going to watch No Other Choice. Yeah, technically these are 2025 releases. I still can't help the fact that I think 2026 is going to be an amazing year for cinema, and going off the great year we had in 2025, I just think we're going to keep this running along into 2026. So I just thought, you know what, I'll make a video about my top 10 most anticipated movies for 2026. Yeah, let's just get straight into it. At number 10, we have The Bride. Now, the trailer actually came out somewhat recently, and, you know, I can't say I'm too fascinated about the story and, you know, the plot, but what drives a lot of my fascination for this movie is just Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale. Like I said, I watched Hamnet and Jessie Buckley was phenomenal, and she's sort of my driving force and my fascination towards this movie. And Christian Bale, you know how he is in every single role. He's gonna smash it. So yeah, I'd say them 2 are the highlights for why I actually want to watch this movie. And yeah, honestly, I hope it's great. I have high hopes for it because of the cast, but you know, it could go wrong. You never know. But yeah, The Bride is in at number 10. At number 9, we actually have one releasing in a couple of weeks. We have Wuthering Heights. And again, I don't know too much about the story. I have never read the book, even though I've heard great things about it. Again, it's kind of like The Bride. Jacob Elordi, Margot Robbie. Can you go wrong with that? Yeah, you can. But do I think it's going to? No, I think this movie definitely will smash out of the park, and I really do think this movie will contend for awards later on, and I am quite looking forward to this more than I am The Bride, which is why it is above it. And I wish I could put it higher than 9, but again, I just don't really know much about it to give it more than that. At number 8, we have Spielberg's new movie Disclosure Day. Now this looks fascinating. The trailer looks brilliant. Cast looks amazing. We've been absolutely spoiled with Josh O'Connor recently, and I just watched The Mastermind as well. So, you know, I've just been seeing him everywhere, and I'm not complaining. You know, I really enjoy him as an actor. I think he's one of the best right now, and I absolutely can't wait for Disclosure Day. I think this really could be something great. I just hope Spielberg doesn't disappoint. You know, he hasn't been on the greatest run recently, in my opinion, but I've got high hopes for Disclosure Day, and with that cast, I really do think they're going to smash out of the park, so looking forward to that. Number 7, we have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Have I lost faith in the MCU? Yes, I have completely, to be honest. But Spider-Man is one of those things where even if it isn't going to be like some of the best things you've ever seen, it's an incredibly fun time, and I don't think you can deny that. Like, every single Spider-Man movie that has come out, whether it's been Tobey Maguire's, Andrew Garfield's, Tom Holland's, like, you might not really love them because of, you know, story, plot, whatever. But in terms of genuine entertainment and just fun, you can never miss with a Spider-Man movie. And honestly, after No Way Home, that whole reboot of like the Tom Holland sort of franchise, I am quite liking that. I think I'm going to enjoy a much more grounded Spider-Man movie, and I honestly can't wait. I think Tom Holland, in my opinion, is the best Spider-Man, but maybe that's because the Spider-Man I grew up with. I really hope this movie does do well. Like, I really hope it kind of gives a bit of life back into the MCU, because right now it's pretty much dead. Now, at number 6, we have one that I'm actually very excited for. We have Project Hail Mary. Now, this is another one where I haven't seen the book, but one of my favorite actors of all time is starring in it, Ryan Gosling. I absolutely can't wait. The book is from the same author as The Martian, so I'm expecting big things. I am expecting big things. The story does sound great, like from what I've heard, and I've heard people speaking about it, and they're saying they think it's going to be good, so I'm trusting the general public's opinion about this. I really hope it doesn't flop. You know, I just love me some Ryan Gosling, so please, Project Hail Mary, I hope to God you are in an insane movie. I'm very excited for that one. Now, before we actually get into the top 5, I'm going to give some honorable mentions though, so some that I was considering to put into the top 10, but either I just don't know much about them to put them in that top 10, or I'm just not looking forward to them as much as I am some of the movies that I have listed into the top 10. So I have Send Help. You know, looks just like a fun movie. I guess fun isn't really the word when you're isolated on an island, but you know, it looks decent. Looks good. I'm looking forward to that. The Backrooms, it's directed by the same guy that made those YouTube videos on the Backrooms, and he is actually the youngest director ever for an A24 movie. So, I'm actually quite excited for that one. I was very close to putting that into my top 10, but I'm actually not very familiar with the whole Backrooms world and lore. So, so I did exclude it out of the top 10, but I'm excited for that one. How to Make a Killing just looks fun. Glenn Powell, Margaret Qualley. Looks like a good time. The drama, A24 movie, Robert Pattinson, Zendaya. Again, the story, I do know a lot about the story with this one. It sounds good, but we'll see if they can stick the landing. Michael, again, I think Michael will absolutely destroy it in terms of box office, but is it going to be amazing? I don't think so, personally, but I hope it disappoints me, because if this does go well, it could reach the levels of like a Bohemian Rhapsody, and that would be great, but we'll see about that. Supergirl, again, Superman, I enjoyed. It was decent. It was good. I didn't think it was amazing, but I'm not too familiar with the character of Supergirl in general. The trailer was alright. It wasn't amazing. Like, I did prefer the whole vibe and mood of the Superman movie than I do the Supergirl. So that's sort of why I excluded out of the top 10. I'm not too excited for that, if I am being honest. Digger sounds good. Tom Cruise, I am actually really excited to see how this movie goes. I really hope this is a contender for awards later on. Like, the concept of the movie really does interest me, and it does strike me as a movie that is going to do well, if it is, of course, done well. I just hope it does, man. The Social Reckoning, the sequel to The Social Network. Did it require a sequel however many years later? No, I think it's completely unnecessary, if I'm being honest, but you can't really complain. You were getting a whole new branch of stories into, all this sort of stuff, this Facebook stuff. It is sad to see Jesse Eisenberg go, but Jeremy Allen White, can't wait to see him and other people involved in the movie. Honestly, I think it will be decent. I don't think it will be nearly as good as The Social Network, but then again, I hope it flipping blows me out the park. And my last honorable mention, we have Werewolf. Robert Eggers, sort of body horror. Not too familiar with Robert Eggers' sort of filmography. If you know me, I don't really dive into the more horror side of things, I guess. But, I think I am going to give it a go. And it does look like the vibe of it does look quite fascinating. It does look interesting. And I do want to sort of partake in this sort of realm and this world. So I am quite looking forward to that. But anyways, let's get on to the top 5. At number 5, we have The Adventures of Cliff Booth. Now, it isn't Tarantino directing it, but obviously it is a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Or actually, I think it's a prequel, because I'm pretty sure it's before the events of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Brad Pitt, I absolutely love Brad Pitt. Again, one of my favorite actors. Tarantino did write it, which is, again, another reason why I'm looking forward to it. Fincher's directing. I can't wait for this movie. I honestly think it will be amazing. And I do have high hopes for it, which maybe isn't a good idea, because maybe I will get disappointed. But it just looks great. I love the character of Cliff Booth, in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I hope to God, I really, really, really do hope to God that it impresses. So I'm looking forward to that. At number 4, we have the big, big bad one. We have Avengers Doomsday. Now, again, like I'm saying, I have lost faith in the MCU, but, now hear me out on this one. The reason why Avengers Doomsday is so high is because I watched Thunderbolts and I watched Fantastic Four First Steps. And the fact that they're connecting all of these different stories together in Doomsday with Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, will it work? A part of me wants to say no. It does. I don't have much faith in it, do I? But I can't sit here and lie and say I'm not looking forward to it. I really am. I do want to see where it goes. But I think this is sort of the last line, for MCU. Like, if Avengers Doomsday isn't good, I think I've fully lost all confidence and all trust in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, I really do hope it does good. And yeah, we'll see, I guess. Now, moving on to the top 3. At number 3, we have a pick that I don't think would be as high for other people, but personally it is, I think, gonna be an amazing, amazing project. We have Clayface. If you know me, you know I absolutely loved the Batman. And I'm absolutely in love with that whole world. I love it, honestly, so much. Penguin was an absolutely amazing show. And Clayface, I can't help but think that it's going to be the same. Like, I think it's going to be absolutely amazing. Again, another body horror, body dysmorphia, whatever you want to call it. The character of Clayface, I'm not too familiar with. The only thing I know him from is Lego Batman, which is kind of crazy, I know, but I really can't wait for this project. I'm so excited. And like I'm saying, it's just one of those universes that I am absolutely in love with, I'm obsessed with, so I really hope to go Clayface is good. Now, moving on to the top two. Now, you probably know what the top two is because I haven't mentioned any of them. And if you know me, you know one of them is by one of my favorite directors of all time, and the other one is one of my favorite franchises of all time. At number two, we have Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Now, you probably thought I was going to put it at number one, but I've actually stuck it at number two. And the reason is, the only reason I'm putting it at number two is the story of The Odyssey I am not too familiar with. My brother has explained some of it to me, so I do know some of what's going on, but I just can't wait. I absolutely love Christopher Nolan. He might be my favorite director. Maybe Damien Chazelle, Denis Villeneuve, but he's in that top three for sure. I absolutely love Christopher Nolan. I can't wait to see what he does. He's filming it all in IMAX, so I probably will go to see that in IMAX because I absolutely can't wait for that. You know, the cast is just absolutely fantastic. Tom Holland, John Bernthal, Matt Damon, Zendaya, Benny Safdie. If I feel like I'm forgetting people, it just looks absolutely fantastic. I can't wait. And I think this will be my prediction for Best Picture of this year. I mean, it is sort of the obvious prediction, I would say, but I absolutely can't wait. And at number one, Dune Part 3, or Dune Messiah, whatever you want to call it. Dune Part 2 is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my whole life. The reason why it's number one for me is because I am very invested into this story. It's like The Odyssey, I don't know much of the story, whereas Dune, like, I am waiting for that third movie because I know and I love absolutely everything about the Dune franchise and the Dune world. And you know how much of a fanatic I am for Timothée Chalamet. I just hope he knocks out the park for this role as well. And another one of my favorite actors, Robert Pattinson, being a sort of antagonist is just like genuinely, I cannot wait. I am so excited for Dune Messiah, and it is coming out apparently on the same day as Avengers Doomsday. I don't know, they might switch it because that would be kind of crazy. If they don't switch it, I think they're trying to do like a Barbenheimer kind of thing, which I don't know if it's going to work out as much as that, but honestly, I hope it does. Avengers Doomsday, I think they're trying to call it. I can't wait for Dune Messiah. I really do think this will be my favorite movie of the year personally because I absolutely love the franchise. I hope to God it's as good as number two or even number one. Number one's so good. Like, I just really hope, really hope that they don't mess it up. And I don't think they will, you know. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, that is my top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. A lot of these are only coming out literally right at the end of the year, so I'm going to have to wait a long time for them, whereas some of them are coming out, you know, in a couple of weeks. So yeah, hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to give me your personal opinion, if you think there's any movies I've left out of the top 10 or the honorable mentions, drop a comment down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.